It's the season finale at Sandown tomorrow, and culminates in the big prize of the Bet365 Gold Cup, for which Christian Williams currently has the favourite at Kitty's Lights. Myself and Tom are going to try and cover the card with a very conscious bias to say that actually it looks a very trappy card, and not necessarily we're going to be playing at big stakes, but we want to put some stuff forward for them, don't we, Tom?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Kick off the first race, the championship final, handicap hurdle. Be Aware is a horse I like for the Skeltons, very unexposed. Won its first start, very impressive at Newbury. Second twice since. Latest behind Kamsanas, who's a very fair type. Won a grader race beginning of the season at Haydock. He's unexposed, like I said. He's got a bit more to give. And in an open race, he's been well backed from 16s underweights already. Skelton Yard are flying. He'd be the one I'd be backing in the first. So what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think we briefly touched on it. Be Aware is a definitely unexposed type and one to keep an eye on. I think I've got to put forward Secret Squirrel for Hughie Morrison. We were at Aintree when stood next to the owner, which we didn't really know we were stood next to. We had a bit of a fancy for it on the day. It went and won very nicely at Taunton. Only concern really with Secret Squirrel, I think he's full of ability. There's no two ways about it. But would have liked to have seen him on a more graded track, because his winning's been round Taunton so far. But he's got plenty to like about the horse. A fair bit of money's obviously come for it. It's now into second favourite, and I just think that we'll probably get a run for our money with Secret Squirrel on the ground, and the tighter track should be into our playing. But like I said, should be able to see what it's all about on the day with him not running on at Sandown just yet. So yeah, Secret Squirrel for me, and Be Aware for you.
Yeah, second race, the Oaksy Chase, run over 2 miles 6. The favourite's the Real Whacker, last year's Brown Advisory winner. Kind of lost his way a little bit this year. Not been in quite the same form. I'd be looking to take him on. Probably I'd go with Hitman. He disappointed last time in the Ryanair. Prior to that, he ran a brilliant race at Newbury behind Shishkin, where he's a good second. Travelled up well.
That was over 3 miles that day, wasn't it?
I think it was a similar sort of trip, yeah. It was 3 miles.
3 miles, I think he just found.
Yeah, maybe a little bit too far for him. I think in this race, if he's on his day, he's definitely going to run a solid race, go close in this, I think. So, I'd go with Hitman. So.
That might just seal the championship for Harry Cobden with a kiss, ultimately on the day, if that goes and wins. I'll take a little squeak with Garlaw for... it's Jamie Snowden's horse. Earlier on in the season, this horse won a 2.5 mile race round Cheltenham. The key to this horse is good ground. I think also won the Badger Beers chase as well at Wincanton at one stage, or a nice chase race round there at one stage. He's plenty of class about him, and personally, I feel like if we see him on good ground and his jumping holds up, this is one of those horses that could really upset the apple cart in this much higher grade that he's in. But not a strong fancy, but Garlaw is the one I'd probably take at this stage.
Yeah, next race, Celebration Chase, Grade 1. Big rematch again, Al Fabiolo and John Bon. Favourites Al Fabiolo. Very disappointed at Cheltenham. What happened? Made his bad mistake and was initially pulled straight up by Paul Townend. I think it's a great move. Very wise. Saved him for another day. His jumping's often been an issue in the past, and it's still there. Round Sandown's a place you need to really jump well and get yourself into a good rhythm. If he can do that, it's not so sure. So I'd look to take him on with John Bon. He was a fair winner at Aintree the last day. He put the run at Cheltenham behind him, where he made a few bad mistakes to get beat. Henderson horses are still probably not firing all cylinders. I think the class horses are standing out at the minute. They're sort of keeping the bandwagon rolling slightly. I would side with John Bon in this. So.
I don't disagree. I'd be really concerned about Al Fabiola around a track like Sandown. I think those railway fences, when they go round the far side there, and they just seem to catch horses out. And I think the key to this one, you'll know where you stand probably after about 4 fences.
Definitely,
because John Bon, if he's out with a nice bit of rhythm, there's plenty of pace in this race, which will also force Al Fabiola's jumping. If Al Fabiola's jumping great, he'll be the fresh horse, and he might come winning come and win this with a double handful. But I'm with Tom. I'm going to say that I think he's got it spot on. And if John Bon forces the pace, Al Fabiola will make mistakes because that's what the horse is about. But pay your money, take your chance on this one, I'm afraid.
Yeah. Next race, on to the big one. Bet365 Gold Cup. Kitty's Light's the favourite. Won the race last year. Prior to that, it won the Scottish National as well. That was only a week before. This time round, it ran in the Grand National, finished a brilliant 5th. 2 weeks later this time, so he had the extra week. You called with Christian the other day. Yep. He managed to catch up you and had a few words to exchange. So yep. Tell us a bit more about that.
Well, I suppose look, he's confident that Kitty's Light will run its race. Not concerned by any of the ground, knowing that Kitty's Light ran a brilliant race in the actual Grand National on soft ground itself. And ultimately, his viewpoint is that this time round, he's got a 2 week break. This horse last year won it after 1 week running in the Scottish Nat and winning the Scottish National. So those races were much closer together. I think he thinks that ultimately, if the horse gets round and he gets a clear round with a bit of luck, he'll take the world a beating. I don't disagree. I think the horse will go very, very close. I just want to put one up at a bit of a price. Annual Invictus, who you all know a bit about because that horse has beat a couple of yours over.
We've seen the back end of him a couple of times, unfortunately. So
very, very close.
Very frustrating horse, that one.
Not necessarily a classy horse, but I think he was running a big race in this last year before coming to a bit of traffic and a bit of issues. There's a big weight reversal with Kitty's Light, not necessarily directly to finish in front of that horse, but I think that this has been a steady improver from hurdles to chases. And Annual Invictus is the sort of profile of a horse that should go well in this type of race. So just a little bit of maybe of each way interest, but that's about as interested I could get.
I'd like to put up we've been up in court for the Twistons. They've always fought a lot this horse. He ran at the festival last day, finished 6th. Didn't run too bad a race. I'm hoping the return to a bit better ground is going to help. He's shown form in it before. Yeah. He's a strong stayer. Off 10 stone 4, he could be a little bit more exposed than most. That could just give him a little each way squeak. So yeah, I'd like to put up him. So
cool. Okay, we're moving on, and we'll
moving on to the next. We've got the Select Hurdle. It's a big rematch again. Imperi Pass and Langadan. The entry form's going to be put to the test again. Imperi Pass come on top that day. However, it was a very messy race. we were all over Bob Olinger. Really lengthy assurance inquiry. We unfortunately didn't get the right end of it.
No.
Imperi Pass kept the race. Bob Olinger was 2nd, and Langadan was 3rd. Probably the finish of the season, if not one of the best I've ever seen, to be honest.
One of the races of the season, without question.
Yeah. I think Langadan's going to come out on top here. It's a big question. It's a very quick turnaround for having such a hard race.
Yeah.
Imperi Pass, he probably almost threw it away himself a little bit that day. Wow. Made it as close as it was, rather. Yeah. He's running wayward. Probably could have had an easier race than he did. However, I think Langadan, he's not really had that many hard races this season. I mean, Cheltenham was the first one for him properly. He runs in these handicaps all season. Kind of takes himself to find a while to get to his top form. And I think this time of year, he really comes in his own. So, I'm going to put up Langadan, hoping he can reverse the form.
I nearly got myself in big trouble at Aintree by suggesting that Langadan is miles off graded class and would have made myself look rather silly if that particular race didn't go the way it did.
Yeah.
He's up to that sort of level. I'm not sure he is, if I'm honest, absolutely grade 1 class still, but he's definitely proved that he can mix it with some of the big
I think
boys.
He proved last day.
He definitely proved that. Yeah. I do not like backing horses that have had such a tough race in graded company. I'd probably take both of these horses on with a little bit of a sweep with Ballyadam. Not a confident selection, but it ran a great race at Cheltenham in the Coral Cup, I think it was. I think, although it finished 5th, 6th in that race, he definitely come there looming to win his race. Very messy towards the end. Didn't quite get the run of things. Probably on the wrong side to come with its winning run on the day, but it come with a chance and gets in here
£6.
£6 better off than the favourite. And although it's Mullins versus Skelton, we're going to be sold that all day. I just think, look, De Bromhead, Rachel Blackmore isn't a bad substitute, and I'll just take on Ballyadam just to maybe pick up some pieces here. So, yeah, that's my selection.
Yeah, moving on. The novice handicap chase. Nickelback's the favourite. It's going to be a tough task off top weight here. You know, he's a great one winner in the season. Absolute runaway winner. Round Sandown. Clearly the track suits. It is a front runner's track. If you can get into a rhythm early, and this horse, he gets away from them. However, I think 12 stone's a lot to love away there. And in a race where there's probably not a lot of alternatives, I'd like to take a shout out to Outlaw Peter. He only ran 8 days, got air. He loves just better grounds, jumps well. I'm hoping he can back that up again. It's on a bit of a roll now. He's won his last 2. So I'd take Nickelback on with Outlaw Peter in a race where there's not a lot of strength and depth, I don't think. So
no, I must admit, I didn't, rather than waste anybody's time here, I don't really fancy anything too much. I'd just say that I thought Gary Moore's horse, Cop Mask, being a previous course and distance winner round Sandown, does obviously like it round there. Possibly as one horse, he seems to find a bit of problems and trouble here and there and has fallen on occasions. Probably not one to rely on heavily, but there's ability there. And with the run of the race, who knows? It is that sort of race. It's open enough. So I go Cop Mask with an each-way play.
Yeah, last race on the card. I have not really got a massive opinion on this. Have you had a good look? Have you?
Yeah,
any thoughts?
I like Ben Paulin's horse in this, and to be honest,
I'll follow this one off a cliff. He's in a lot of trouble in the past.
Pick Rock for Ben Paulin is I'd probably make it my bet of the day. Actually, it's not a horse that a lot of people know a great deal about, but hopefully will do in time. Finished second last time out. Has got at Sandown to Champagne Twist, and Champagne Twist is a fair horse. So it's done pretty well in handicaps this season all round. Actually, he come with a rattling run. Pick Rock and just didn't pick up that winner on that day, but there was no shame in that defeat. That was on, I believe, good, slightly worse ground. Prior to that, it was won round Ascot and beat Paul Nicholls' horse in the Water side. That's a fairly well thought of horse from the sort of vibes and stuff that are going around in the background. And it was able to beat that horse on that day. It was a bit of an upset, but ultimately done the business. Here we're back at Sandown on good ground, good to soft ground, which is what it won on at Ascot. Got beaten on soft ground at Sandown the time after. I just think back on good ground on a track he clearly gets on with. Just thought that in an open-looking handicap, Ben Paulin's horse is obviously going really, really well. Yeah. Keelan Woods is the number 1 stable jockey for Ben Paulin. He's got a couple in there. I think he's got Bad as well in this particular race. Keelan Woods is obviously made his choice, and I just think that one looks rolled out to have a massive run. So that was sort of where I was at.
Yeah, look, Willie Munn's got the favourite. We've taken him on all day. He's looking likely to win the championship this year, which is a brilliant achievement for himself.
Yeah, incredible.
Look, we've taken him on all day here with Al Fabiolo getting beat and then Perry Fast getting beat. He's got the favourite in the last. You wouldn't be surprised if he just ends on a real high, would you? But I'm hoping he's not going to have a good day.
I will finally say, going back to the Bet365 Gold Cup, I must admit I backed Minella Kakuna already at a big price for this race a week or so ago, and I'm less confident because Paul Townend has chosen a different horse on the day, but wouldn't surprise you if he popped up with 2 or 3 on the day.
Absolutely, but
make us look.
We'll have a bad day anyway.
We'll have a bad day of that. Well, unless Minella Kakuna wins, obviously. So anyway,
all the best.
Sandown, end of season. National Hunt has come to an end, really, for us. It resumes again for us. We'll probably begin, I'd say the first meeting of the season for us to cover will be Chepstow. Probably that will be the first one we'll cover. Yeah. But watch out for more content from us, because throughout the summer, myself and Tom will be at all of these smaller tracks, and we'll also be going to some of the big flat meetings this season with our mics, making sure that people sort of know what we're doing and let them know what the Racing Life podcast is all about, which we're really looking forward to, aren't we?
Absolutely, yeah. We'll be at Chester for a couple of weeks, Punchdown next week, so plenty more to follow.
Loads to keep an eye on. Thank you for watching. Hope you go well with your selection. Take care. Cheers.